Oh, it was the International 12 thing? No?
No. It's the VPK override, which is for people that use,
Team
like,
Liquid's
when you try to
turn
put
to ban.
items from the workshop that you create into the game, so you can see them.
Oh, okay. So, more or less for people who are trying to hack. Okay, I understand. I know you're the type of guy.
Oh no, they banned Pudge. How mean.
Yeah, let's have a look at this, because this pool is really, really interesting. Navi are going to first ban Tinker against Team Liquid, which I guess absolutely no one is going to be surprised by, whereas Liquid, or actually, sorry, Liquid first banned Pudge. They do have the first one. Unfortunately, I guess you could say, I understand where Liquid is coming from, but we obviously love to see ourselves some Pudge, especially when it's played by Dendi, as would have been the case in this game. And they're going to ban out the Lifestealer against Fost, and then Navi will remove the Ursa that TC in particular has been playing quite a lot. And that's going to be a first pick Batrider for Liquid. And I'm really curious about your opinion on this, because I've been following a bit of the Cena Cup that I've been casting some games in, and I was shocked how highly rated Batrider was getting in China. And I was trying to compare it to the Western counterpart, where I was like, nobody picks Batrider early in the West, unless if I've missed something. I feel like we've picked other heroes over it. But it just seems like it's coming back, and I cannot explain why. That's the most puzzling thing for me.
Well, I mean, I think the things that they nerfed didn't necessarily change Batrider as a whole, because he's always going to have that mobility once he picks up Blink Dagger or Force Staff or both. I'm referring, of course, to the Lasso being nerfed as far as the range is concerned, but his Sticky Napalm is still what makes him amazing in mid lane. And, I mean, maybe he could be jungle, I guess, but I guess only time will tell. He's still really good. And before we continue, the usual, Synderin, I have one hero that I want to see, and his name is Tusk.
I think we could see Navi playing that, to be honest. I wouldn't be too surprised to see it come through, but I think for now they're going to grab another support. I think they'll get Bane for Kuroki. It's a pretty good hero against Batrider. You can Nightmare the guy he lassos, or you can Nightmare Batrider to keep him in place. You have Fiend Script as well, or you could get the Abanon to break the lasso, which is even better. So, can't really disagree with this choice. Abaddon. It's a great pick. You just wanted to say that to spite me.
Yes.
Abaddon.
I did actually. I will never convert. I would refuse. I'm very stubborn. Luna is available. That's probably the top carry.
You mean Luna, right?
Luna, absolutely. Just like emotes, Luna. Which I've asked people, and it is emotes. I hate you. Just saying. Just keep in mind, Storm Spirit is also available for Dendi if he chooses to go that. There's actually, you're right, there are a lot of great heroes, and Bane, like you talked about, they have the best two supports in this pool right now for Navi.
I think they got their hands on something really good here. Could imagine seeing Team Liquid picking up the Naga Siren and then try to build around an AoE lineup, but then again, what
not
would you...
Not much AoE other than like Elder Titan.
No. There's the Elder Titan that Liquid loves to play on Bulba. It's probably his best hero of all time, together with Tinker and Clockwork. I guess he's most renowned for his Clockwork, but he kind of brought in Elder Titan. He was insisting on how imbalanced that hero was when we got it into the game, and people were like, we're not really sure, and then they pretty quickly became sure when they saw, in particular, Bulba playing it in the beginning. He's an amazing player on that hero, but he's been nerfed quite a while, or quite a bit, sorry, and the teams have got better at playing against it as well, so that's an indirect nerf, I guess you could say as well. That happens to every hero in the game. They are going to get the Naga though, and we'll combine it up with the classic Luna that they love playing on TC, so very solid for them. I'm going to agree with you on the Storm. Navi's going to pick that now for Dendi. Almost sure.
Yeah, well, I think Elder Titan, like you were talking about, is a completely obvious pick for Luke, because they have absolutely no AoE. I mean, Luna ult is, I guess, is AoE. It's not that great when there's a bunch of people grouped up, though. Batrider's great initiation, Naga Song is great initiation, but yeah, Storm, another obvious pick for Dendi, although Pugna gets picked up in addition to Storm, so are we going to see a Pugna in a tri-lane here?
It looks like it, and it's something Navi have been playing quite a lot on Lost, actually. They've had success with it as well, putting that mainly in a defensive lane tri-lane, I think, pushing down the towers early on and then transitioning into a very heavy mid-game.
10 seconds remaining.
And it looks like that's their plan as well. Their supports here are very strong defensive supports in the early game, and there is indeed the Elder Titan and Lina as the follow-up here for them. So,
turn to pick.
I feel like this game is a ticking time bomb for Team Liquid, where they need to manage to win before Storm Spirit comes really online, because they have too few counters, in my opinion. The thing they have is Stone that's not reliable against the Storm Spirit, who's real. So, even less now that we have Funnick picking up that Omni Knight as well. So Navi...
Is that Funnick?
Yes.
Unbelievable.
He said it's his new nickname. I don't know if I believe it. But I couldn't really disagree when Newell was a part of his name. Then I was like, this is. But yeah, that is indeed going to be Funnick playing that Omni Knight. And yeah, I guess we can run over the rest of the players for Navi before we even pick in, because Dendy's playing Storm Spirit, Puppies on the Bane, and that means we will have Kuroki on the Abaddon and Hvost on the Pugna.
And before we go over Team Liquid, I have to mention that this is kind of a strategy of old, but Storm Spirit
10
with
seconds
a repel
remaining.
is very difficult to contain. And of course, when you have a Dendy
5
playing
seconds
a Storm
remaining.
Spirit, that makes it that much harder. But the Team Liquid lanes look pretty... well, actually, this is the one thing I want to mention as well. When you have a Naga Siren, the question is she going to be getting farmed? I would think that the Elder Titan, like you were talking about, is going to be the solo with Bat Rider in the off lane, and then the tri lane of the Naga, Lina, and Luna. But keep this in mind, the one counter, the greatest counter to an Omni Knight is a Diffusal Blade, and if Naga is playing the support, she's not going to be getting that Diffusal Blade. So the question is, do you get it on somebody like Luna, which is very atypical, or do you try to get some farm on Fluff, who is playing the hard support as per norm?
I think regardless, this game is... If they try to farm up the Naga Siren, I feel like this game won't be long enough. I think no matter who wins this, it's not going to go past 45 minutes. Of course, that's a long time for Naga Siren anyway, but if you play a support Naga, you will generally not get the Radiance before at least minute 25 or 30. And that's if you have good farm on a support, when you need to take care of other stuff, so... I think if Fluff does get farm on the Naga, it's not going to turn him into a semi-carry, but more of a utility role with, for example, a Halberd. Or, well, Halberd isn't really that good when you look at Navi's heroes, actually, so probably something else. Maybe a Pipe could be a somewhat nice choice for them to deal with the Nether Ward as well as all the damage coming out from Pugna. Or he could be the mech carrier as well, but I think we're going to see Bulba taking that role in this game on the Elder Titan. They're going to need a mech here really badly against Navi's lineup, I think.
And while we have this pause, might as well go over the Team Liquid lineup. Koikpa is going to be playing Bat Rider, I'm assuming off lane, with the mid Bulba, Elder Titan, TC, no surprise there on Luna. Way2 playing the secondary support, I guess you could say, on Lina. And Fluff, with that beautiful ensnare that's going to set up those stuns for Lina, is playing the Naga Siren. I have to give a shout out to everybody watching in Dota TV on the stream, on our website, testing out our chat. Really appreciate it. Right now, the prize pool is over $36,000, which, of course, as you guys probably know, it started at 20K, so you guys have done an amazing job at contributing. We're hoping, and I think it's pretty safe to say, we're going to hit 40K at some point, because there's, what, 3 more weeks of round robin and then a week of the final bracket, which is going to be exciting. So another month. A lot of people think this is a short tournament, but when you look at the schedule, it's really not a short tournament whatsoever. So there's plenty of time to buy your ticket if you have not done so, to contribute to that prize pool. If we hit the 40K, that would be amazing. I mean, doubling the prize pool is a pretty big deal. You don't see that from many tournaments these days.
We hit the 40K, we have a stretch goal, which involves in Sunsfan. Sunsfan is gonna call the Good Studio on webcam, and then he's gonna do a strip tease for them on the next Good Show at 40K.
Ooh, that sounds pretty hot. I
I knew you would be
I think
down
I'll
for it.
substitute a woman for me, though. That'll get more viewers, I think.
Oh, you think Nikki's up for it?
Maybe. I'll have to ask. I'll say it's a special request from Cinderwin, so... Which
Yeah, then maybe.
that is great.
Maybe it goes through.
Absolutely. So, looks like the
Alright.
pause is complete. Congratulations to us for filling that time with talk. We are so good at this, Cinderwin.
Which, yeah, we kept it going, and now we don't need. Now the players are going to talk for us. Now we don't even need to talk anymore, right? That's how it works.
Let's just chill.
You're going to control the camera, and I'm going to have a pizza. Great. So, how are Navi going to lane this is kind of my question. It looks like they will indeed be running that easy lane tri lane, but actually right now they're moving all their 5 heroes into the jungle, might be assuming that Liquid will try to go for some warding shenanigans, and Koikva might indeed be trying. No, he's just placing a defensive ward for himself, so free access to pulling for Navi in the bottom lane, which I think is really important to them, because they're playing 2 very level dependent supports, I have to say. Abaddon's Aphotic Shield level 1 is great, but this hero just does so much more with a level 6 in terms of how he can afford to position himself in fights. And Bane, I guess we don't even need to talk about how important level 6 is for a hero with this type of an ultimate.
Absolutely, and they do not have any sentries, so there won't be any counter warding. In this bottom lane, that's basically just going to allow Bat Rider to get better positioning for that getaway if need be. I mean, Navi doesn't exactly have the greatest kill potential in this lane. I mean, I guess the sleep, or the nightmare I should say, sets up a surround with Crepify / Nether Blast, but really Abaddon, more of a defensive here as we're seeing a little bit of action. As Funnick playing the Omni Knight again, this is another thing we're seeing is a side solo Omni Knight. How did that work last time? And who played it? Because my memory is amazing.
He played it for Fnatic, and they won that game. He had a really big impact on that with the Omni Knight. I think he had a really cool play in that game with the Force Staff as well, which I believe is in our highlight video, so that was pretty cool, at least. But like in that game, Omni Knight didn't even need to be that strong for Fnatic to win that game. I think this one's going to be different for Navi. I have a feeling that Omni Knight has to play a key role for Navi to do a good mid game here. Because like you said, the Repel and Storm Spirit is going to be crucial, and the kind of teamfight setup they're preparing for, Liquid are ruthless in teamfights as well. So Navi are going to need their whole team to perform in these kind of teamfights to be able to fight up against what Liquid has got for them here.
And I cannot stress enough, and it's going to sound like a broken record, but the Repel on Dendi, like you're talking about, is such a game-breaking strategy. I mean, you have a Storm Spirit that doesn't need to pick up a BKB, basically, which is not always an item you pick up. As Kavos has 6 charges of sticky napalm. Doesn't go down thanks to the Nightmare on Koikpa, but got to be careful of that. And I mean, if Koikpa can get some nice levels here, that's going to be pretty huge, because Omni Knight is going to have more trouble than him, I would assume, considering he's a melee in this side solo.
In contrast to the last time where, I think, what was Hani playing against? I think it was a dual lane with a jungler or something. Funnick is pretty heavily pressured here, so he's forced into skilling the Repel on level 2, where we saw last time, what was it? Hani was playing against an Ursa, and he skilled up Degenora. That was actually against Team Liquid.
Well, he did get killed a couple times because of that choice. So, yeah, and we were questioning that as well.
With the Repel here, it's going to be hard for them to bring down this Omni Knight. They do have Ensnare, which does go through the Repel, but if he is repelled, I'm not sure they have enough damage, although they do have the Lunar Blessing to take care of that, and if they get boots on their supports, then perhaps they can keep up with Funnick here in the offlane. For now, he's going to be level 2, pulls a single creep away here, but I feel like Liquid are doing a good job at keeping a solid equilibrium here, whereas for the bottom lane, it's pretty much the same thing for Navi. Koikva barely cracked level 2 there, as he tried to go for Boast, like you said, did not succeed and hasn't got a single experience point since then. He's going to get a little bit.
Yeah, well, I think overall he would be better off in this lane than Omni Knight, but that's not proving to be the case. Omni Knight has higher levels at this point, so perhaps not the greatest pulling so far from Liquid. I'm not exactly sure. Right now we're seeing Boba ferry the bottle a bit as he... I mean, that's a tough lane to go against.
Shit's about to go down up top. Funnick goes greedy for this creep. I think he's going to die here. He will use the Repel, and what all Fluff needs to do is to wait. He needs to hold on to his Ensnare so that Funnick cannot TP, and it looks like Fluff is indeed going to do exactly that. Funnick won't even try. He's just going to drop the heal. First blood for TC.
I think he was trying to purify himself. Is that even what's called purification? You can't say purification himself. He was trying to purify himself, and then TP, but ran out of mana, which is unfortunate, but I think you're right, he would have gone down regardless, because even with the TP, Ensnare will stop that. It goes through BKB, goes through Hell, which is basically the same thing, and that is going to be first blood, so Liquid on the board right now. And, I mean, this is the lane that was most questionable for me for Navi, as he's going to take a little bit more harassment in this mid lane, or this top lane by Lina. And looking at Batrider, who's just about to hit level 3, basically in the same boat as far as experience is concerned, but last hits... 2-0, yeah, they're like locked at basically the exact same experience in last hits right now. And it's more, are you surprised by this from the bottom lane? I thought that Batrider would be getting a little bit more than Omni Knight.
It's hard for all. He's actually going to fight Kuroki right now. I think he will yield, or maybe not. They're both thinking about it here, but that does remove Sticky Napalm, the Aphotic Shield, and that's a really important thing to keep in mind here. Kuroki is just full on YOLOing. You see him swinging his... What is that, actually? Is it a sword that Abaddon has, or is it a mace in Dota 2?
I think so.
It should be a sword, right? At least the Curse of Avernus is a blade. The icon for that. But it's a little bit of a weird sword. But Koikva is going to get level 3.
An awesome sword. We have a smoke here in the top Rune River area. Fluff and Lina.
Oh, this is perfect timing. Dendi is almost level 6, but not just yet.
He might get it here, though. Yep, he's going to hit level 6. There's going to be enough. Ensnare comes out. He's going to try to zip away. The stun from Lina is going to miss, so Dendi's going to stay alive in all likelihood. Takes a little bit of harassment damage from Boba, but will live to see another day. Very lucky. Yeah, very unlucky for Liquid.
That last creep got him his ultimate at the same time they came in. And there was something I was going to point out earlier. Oh, as actually Bulba is much on the receiving end now. Bye-bye, Bulba. Dandy's gonna grab that kill. So that's gonna be even worse for Team Liquid here, as Navi with a good response get the kill to Dandy. And I wanted to point out this earlier because I feel like Dandy is gonna be the big hero for Navi in this game on the Storm, because there's not that many counters. So I'm really surprised that Liquid haven't tried to gank him earlier. We're 5 minutes in, and now it's too late. They must have had an opportunity earlier on that they didn't take, and now I don't see Dandy dying. That's the scary part. Until Koika has a Blink Dagger, I don't see it happening.
It's a very tough matchup this game against the Storm Spirit. But as a result of those two ganks, actually top and bottom lane for the side solos get a lot more experience thanks to that. And we have a group up here by Navi, Puppy, not level 6 yet, but they're pretty high level for being in a tri lane, although they probably picked up most of the levels in that mid gank. Can they set anything up here? They have a Nightmare, Omni Knight trying to push the lanes, Luna all by herself, has the Eclipse, keep that in mind. So if they group up, obviously it's less effective, and Liquid's going to start grouping up. Fluff only level 2, I mean that's just showing the difference here. Puppy trying to get up a Nightmare, but fakes it, as we have Fluff gonna run Kuroki, but Kuroki just runs back immediately. He is scared against a level 2 Fluff, who's about to hit level 3 once these neutrals are cleaned up.
This is a weird decision from Navi, I feel, for now. Unless Dendi comes up here, he does have a TP and a DD rune in the bottle, so they can definitely get something done, but a little bit questioning this decision. I guess maybe they want to prioritize Omni's leveling a bit, and they know that Host can stand alone against the Batrider now, but they're giving Batrider a lot of space, and it's not like this lane Navi are putting up here has any sort of kill potential. It's a really terrible lane when you think about it. They're good at staying alive, but they can't really put any pressure on TC, so he's still gonna free farm. And that kind of means that Navi have made the decision of letting Koikva get levels as a trade-off for letting Funnick get levels. And now they're giving up on it. It's like, it seemed a little bit weird for me. It looked like Navi didn't have any direct purpose with going up to that top lane, and I don't know if they accomplished anything at all whatsoever.
Something we haven't really, I mean,
mid lane.
Storm Spirit, Bulba is going to initiate from Dendi. Is this going to be enough damage? The DD is so crucial for Dendi. I mean, we're talking about Storm Spirit and the best runes you can get, regeneration and double damage. I think he's up there as far as being able to take advantage of that to a high degree. Something we didn't really mention though, Batrider, obviously we talked about Ensnare going through BKB, which is going to be placed on Storm Spirit at some point for the repel.
Bottom lane, this is... and way to just spot each other out, as that tower is now going to be taken down by Host.
We're not going to be able to initiate here. Miss stun from Lina. Gonna take a Nightmare. Are they gonna actually initiate here? Chavost only has one Nether Blast. Don't think that's gonna be enough to get a kill. But I think Liquid is gonna be relying heavily on Batrider to contain Dendi, because as we talked about with the Ensnare going through BKB, obviously the Flaming Lasso goes through as well. But it's very tough to pick off a Storm Spirit.
Top lane. DC is really laying into to Funnick here. Lots of damage being done, but Purification and Repel does take him back to safety. Has to go back to base though, at least, so Liquid is dominating this top lane with Fluff, with TC, but you just see the farm discrepancy right now for Team Liquid. It's just, they're losing the mid lane in particular pretty hard. And of course Bulba has died twice, he's been ganked twice as well. So that of course explains why Dendi's ahead by 15 CS, and it's on Liquid right now, I feel, to get something done with their supports so they can get back into this game, because I don't see any of their other heroes doing it. They don't have excellent solo killers in their lineup. Elder Titan does a lot of damage and he's great, but he can't go for Storm Spirit at all. Batrider is an excellent ganker, but can't really kill anyone on his own at this point anymore in this game, I think. We have the Luna, who, yes, with Eclipse is great, but she's up against an Omni Knight in this top lane for the most part, who can just repel and run. So supports from Liquid really need to get some work done right now, and they're just not finding anything, as now Way2's actually going to be found out instead. Easy kill for Dendi, who has a haste rune. He might even pursue further here.
They continue to chase this Koika. The Electric Vortex is not quite up, but it's not going to matter, I don't think. One more zip should be enough. He gets lassoed. Oh, he cannot get the last hit. Not enough mana to pursue. Dendi, mid lane, goes down to Chavost and company, as actually Dendi's going to run right into Bulba yet again. And does he have enough mana to actually continue this? I don't think so, but it's going to force Bulba back nonetheless, as Puppy still not level 6, and I think that's going to be huge when he hits level 6. Chavost still level 8, so he's going to be pushing to his heart's content here. Watch out for, and I think that's a big deal too, because being able to push with a Pugna, open up the lanes for Dendi to actually be able to roam a bit and gank left and right, that's going to be quite important, as then he's going to have to TP back to base here.
Navi, as you pointed out, they've taken 2 towers and just putting more and more pressure everywhere because it doesn't seem like Liquid is able to catch them out at this point. The Blink Dagger for Koikva is up in 200 gold, and I think that's the only thing Liquid are waiting for right now, because they must have the feeling that they're losing this game pretty hard. They're actually 6,000 gold behind at 10 minutes and 3k experience. And I said that I thought today Liquid were going to put up a better performance than they did against Fnatic, but I feel like in this game they haven't played badly as such. I just think strategically in this game they have a problem. It's not like they haven't been coordinated and haven't made some good decisions, but I feel like Navi just have more to play with right now.
Then he's gonna run right into TC, gonna slow him. Can he continue to go? Eclipse is up. Is he gonna use it though? Then he can pretty much evade most of that. Trying to do as much damage as possible. Is it gonna be enough? He gets repelled, and there's the arcane boost that actually might be enough, and it is to get the kill. Good use not using the Eclipse, I think, I guess in hindsight, but Puppey is now level 6, not able to get off his Fiend's Grip, at least not yet. And like you talked about, the Blink Dagger picked up on Batrider, and this is the game. If Batrider can actually make use of this in an efficient way, then they can come back in this game, because he is they're completely relying on Batrider right now.
It's their only really good initiate here, so he has to get the job done. The problem is for Liquid now that over the last minute or so, in the bottom lane, instead Kuroki... Oh, actually, he's going to get lassoed now.
Well, the Aphotic Shield, his ult, that's what we're talking about. He's level 7. He's going to go down, but look how much it takes to take him out, as opposed to, let's say, Fluff, who is level 5 right now, so doesn't even have Song as of yet. So the support's out-leveling in Navi's favor. Puppey, though, staying a little far back. Takes a Flame Break, takes a Lucent Beam. Nightmare's Koikva, but I do believe the Ensnare will be enough to get the kill here, as TC will take the last hit.
Yeah, it's really big for Liquid here to get a couple of pickoffs. Puppey a little bit out of position here and gives them an easy kill, and maybe a tier 1 tower as well, as Vost has made a mistake. If you look at his item build.
Dire's top tower is under
They're gonna
attack.
pursue TC. This is hilarious.
It stacks.
Oh,
It
TC,
stacks,
nice
man.
ult. Not
There
enough.
goes the Repel and the Omni Knight ultimate. Look how much damage that mitigates, just completely turns this fight around. Another Repel, this time on Omni Knight himself. Kuroki has his ultimate in 3 seconds. He uses his wand to try to stay alive. It will pop eventually. There it goes. Trying to heal himself up. Omni Knight is insane with Abaddon. As Bulba, is he gonna get out? Yes! Barely gets out in time. So Liquid, although getting quite low, do not get the tier 1, but live to see another day. Top lane,
Dire's
Dendi,
top tower
making
has
them pay.
fallen.
Just a crucial performance there from Funny.
Oh, feel so sorry for Puppey. Could not get the Fiend's Grip off. The range is not very good.
Dire's bottom tower
And
is
the
under
positioning
attack.
for Bane isn't the greatest, as it is a hero with such low range in general. Kuroki. I mean, we didn't really talk about the heals coming out, but Abaddon plus an Omni Knight, and then Khavos being able to push. A lot of sustainability here for Navi.
Yeah, and they have both a buckler and a mech, so they have unlimited armor coming out from Frost. But now we're gonna go in with Koikva.
Koikva gets initiated, but Khavos gets initiated. Has the repel, so not taking any damage.
Dire's top tower
Omni Knight
is
does go
under
down.
attack.
It is a 1-for-1
It's
exchange
a go time
in
for
favor
Liquid. They
of
have to
Navi.
chase this now. Bulba's pretty strong here.
Khavos is very low on mana, has his arcane boots up in a second, along with the buckler and the mech. Oh, there's a song.
A song here. They're gonna at least get
Might be
one
a
kill, but I
cleanup.
don't think they can get more than Frost here. Actually, they're backing out.
Khavos gonna continue to chase, so we have TP's out, and TC.
Scared of Dendi, who isn't there. But he could have easily
Yeah.
TP'd down there. He doesn't have a scroll, though. Dendi hasn't really been
Yeah, that is odd.
part in any of these fights for the last 5 minutes, and he's just up to 80 CS and a full Orchid at 14 minutes because of that.
I think the
Just
Orchid's gonna
looking
continue.
really grim for Team Liquid at this point.
The Orchid, I think, is what he was waiting for. He's gonna be a little bit more aggressive now, probably. Puppey did use his ultimate. I probably had it on camera, but didn't notice. Either way, it ends up being a 1-for-1 trade for both off lanes. So, all things considered equal, it was equal. Dendi looking to jump. He's gonna find TC. Uses the Orchid. Of course, TC does not have a BKB, so will in all likelihood go down. And he does just that as Fluff. Some damage. Dendi getting caught out here has absolutely no mana. Gonna take a snare. A little bit too aggressive. but probably
Just a
a fair
little bit.
trade at the end of the day. That's a typical Navi move, though.
But he draws attention to himself, and it's going to probably open up this tier 2 tower bottom for Navi, so it's an okay trade nevertheless. Losing that hero for tier 2 I think is worth it, even though he did have a 5 kill streak, so that's a lot of gold being split between Bulba and Way2.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
I still feel like it's the Luna they really need the gold on. You hit the nail on the head when you said he doesn't have a BKB, and that's kind of the biggest problem, because Navi are so heavily reliant on magical damage. They don't really have a real carry, but they're not aiming for that part of the game anyway. They're focusing fully on a mid-game push strat, and so far it's been very successful taking down these 4 towers, and on top of that they have the 2 lead farmers as well.
Dire's middle tower
Definitely
is under attack.
putting a lot of pressure on Liquid, and they're not stopping. They're continuing mid. This tier 2 is going to go down as well.
Dire's middle tower has
Only
fallen.
one tier 2 left for Liquid. So, like you're talking about, looking a bit grim. Hopefully we don't see a really early concede, because Liquid still has a chance here. As we see Decrepify
Grip on
being
TC.
Scrip on TC. Is this going to be enough for Navi to initiate? You're seeing the Elder Titan ult hit absolutely nothing. Quick is going to initiate Octopus, but there's the ultimate from Omni Knight. And Liquid is just going to back up immediately because they can't do anything against this lineup. Flame Break is going to probably... Well, Puppy getting really... It goes down to the negative urn charge. You don't see that very often. There's the Eclipse finally going out. Puppy getting repelled is going to keep him alive thanks to the Brain Sap. In addition, but will go down to the right click of Elder Titan as Kuroki. Look how much damage Boba is doing. A double kill for him. And the Laguna Blade of all the purification! Double kill! Make that 3 for Chavost. Holy jeez.
Oh
And this was
my
without
God.
Dendi. He's in top lane just farming. Trying to get down this last tier too. Holy jeez.
I think that's the best purification I've ever seen in a competitive match.
And he doesn't even have a blink dagger. He just walked in.
Dealt, he hit 3 targets with that. That was 1,000
Yeah.
pure damage right there.
So sick. And they're gonna just
Oh my goodness.
rotate up here to top
Dire's middle
and
tower
apply a little
is
bit of
under
pressure. I'm not
attack.
sure if it's gonna be enough to take out. I thought Liquid did a really good job. They started to back up and I thought they were in trouble, but then
Dire's
Boba
top
just
tower
hits like
is
a
under
freaking
attack.
truck. But of course, with all the sustainability come from Navi, they didn't even have Storm Spear, mind you. But with all the sustainability, thanks to Abaddon and especially Omni Knight, turning that fight around was funnic. Beautifully done. I think
really
I might
like
have
his-
called Kavost, but it's funnic.
His item choice as well of getting the Vlads, it just plays in so well with their overall strategy in this game of the mid-game orientation, and it's interesting to see that Navi are combination of heroes they have actually opens up for Abaddon to become a semi-carry, and he's building for an armlet right now on Kuroki.
Ooh.
He's also flashing off his very sexy agility treads. They are great on Abaddon. They give 8 attack speed and 1 armor, so very nice for Kuroki to hit a little faster here. The good thing for him though, having thinking about it, still no force staff though, so he can't pull them back. But he's what a fast ult kit by Dendi here.
Dendi, can he finish him off though is the question. Yes, easily done. Song too
Song
late.
too late.
And they're gonna have to back up with their tail between their legs. 5v4, they definitely don't want to fight this. And of course, keep in mind, even with the song, if Repel is up, although it wasn't in that case, he can obviously just continue to fight away with his heart, to his heart's content. And they're gonna go down
Dire's top
or go up
tower
and
is
finish
under
again.
attack.
Liquid just conceding before their Rax is even down. This is the 3rd game in a row that they've played that they've conceded before any tier 3 towers are dead.
Navi.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think you're right, but I also think this is the game they've lost the hardest. I think out of all
Yeah.
the concedes we've seen out of Liquid in our tournament so far, this is the one that makes the most sense. This game was just they just lost strategically. I feel like as far as their players went and how they played the game, I think that was okay, but Navi just got off such a great strategy for a